What is poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl DOPEaxxPANA. Y'all, I am so depressed because my YouTube intro has been getting like copyright strikes, so I can't use it anymore. So my channel intro has just been super dry, but I'm working on something for you guys, so don't worry. I'm gonna have a lit intro and hopefully it's better than my last one. But today I'm bringing you guys a braided bob that I wanted to try. I was super excited to do this, and I always get really nervous when I do bobs because I just never know how they're gonna turn out, but this turned out so poppin'. So basically I'm doing square parts for this, and I'm making sure that I lay them in brick layers. So basically each row is gonna lay in between the row before it, and that's how you make it look nice and thick. And all of this is kind of really sped up because I know I already really explained box braids 1,000 times on my channel, so I don't want to bore you guys with that. But when I get to actually cutting the bob and like showing you guys how I come up with how long I'm gonna make the bob and stuff, I'll go ahead and explain that to you guys. But for now, I'm just gonna be doing rows of box braids, and she's gonna have a side part that's on her right side. So I am gonna favor most of the braids to the left side, but I'm just gonna make sure that it is really nice and full. To complete this look, I used 3 packs of the Africana braid. That's like one of my favorite braiding hairs. So I will make sure I link that hair in the description section for you guys, and I use the color 4. So here I'm just showing you guys how nice and full it lays. And one thing that I really love about doing bob styles is, like, yes, obviously it's quicker, but you also don't have to feather the hair. So when I turn her to the front, you guys will like notice that some of them aren't like feathered at the ends. I kind of just braided it on because I'm going to be cutting that part off anyway. So whenever I'm approaching a bob, it doesn't matter what length it is. I always make the length custom to my client's face shape. And I say that because sometimes people bring me pictures of bobs where the bobs stop at the chin, and I'm like, sis, you know, the way your face shape is, this wouldn't look good on you, so let's try this length. So what I do to figure out what length I'm gonna do is I always take the hair and I stand in front of my client and I kind of like visualize what length I think would look good on them, and I always double check and triple check with the client. And that's kind of how I decide to do my first guide braid. Now remember, like, you can always start longer and go shorter, but once you like cut off shorter, you literally have to redo the braid. And then you also need to take into consideration how long your client's natural hair is, because sometimes I have clients who have longer hair and then they want shorter bobs, and I'm like, you know, your hair is too long for this. So there's like several things to take into account when you're doing a bob. But like I said, just because people bring me pictures, you know, and the bob stops at the chin, like, I like to recommend the length that I think would look best. And if they want it at their chin, or, you know, something different than what I suggest, I'm always like, okay, you know, let's do it your way. But yeah, I always try to make any bob braided style very, very custom to my client. So now that I've done my first braid, I'm gonna work on the right side first. So that's the side that I'm on right now. And you wanna think you're building your bob in 3 different sections. So you have the right side, the back, which is your second section, and then the left side, which is your third section, because you're gonna use like a guide braid for each section, if that makes sense. So I just cut my guide braid, and now pretty much all the braids that are falling on this side are gonna be at that same length. So I'm kind of using that first braid to measure where I need to put my rubber bands and where I need to cut them off. So on the left side here, we actually decided that we wanted to do an asymmetrical look. So we decided to make this side slightly longer. And originally in the picture that she showed me, both sides were the same length, but we decided to make this side longer just because we were playing around with lengths, and she was like, oh, that's cute. So yeah, right now we're just kind of deciding how long she actually wants that to be. And that's why I always try to braid my bob braids a little bit longer than what a bob would actually be, just in case stuff like this happens. I don't have to add on any hair or anything, because I know some people are probably going to be like, well, you cut heck of hair off, you didn't need to make them that long, but it's just for reasons like this. So yeah, I basically did the same thing. I kind of figured out where she wanted this side to lay. I did my guide braid, and all the braids that are falling on the left side are going to be this length. So I'm going to go ahead and rubber band them all, and then yeah, cut off the excess ends. Now for the back, that's going to be my last section. As you guys can see, I pulled forward a braid from the right side, and that's going to kind of be my guide. And I'm just kind of measuring the right and the left side to see how far off they are, because like I said, one side is going to be a little bit longer. But I decided to make all the braids the same length as the first side that I did. So I took that braid, and that is my guide braid. I'm going to measure all of my braids in this back section up to that length. So on the ends of the braids, we are gonna add on these filigree tubes, and this is just like a kind of cute decorative look. The picture that she had showed me on Instagram had these on it, and it was just a look. So we decided to do this for her. And yeah, that's pretty much the finishing step to this bob. Now, I know people are gonna say, did you dip them? We decided not to dip the braids because she did like the way that they kind of had a natural curl to them. It was really cute. If you dip them, the braids will be more straight. Yes, they will have a lot more movement, but I noticed that when people are rocking like braided bobs, they do kind of like that stiff look because they like it to like sit in that style. So it's definitely preference and up to you. Sometimes I do dip them, and sometimes I don't. But like I said, she liked the way that it naturally curled under, and you can always go back and dip it. So if she decides later on like, okay, I want more movement, then she can dip the braids. So at the end here, my camera died, but for the finishing touches, all I pretty much did was the same thing I do for any other braided style. I put the mousse on, and I went ahead and spritzed it, put a little bit of oil, and tied it down. Like I said, my camera died, so after this clip, we're just gonna get into the final look, but y'all can already see that, it is so poppin'. The braids look so neat. The bob is like laying in place. We were hella feeling it. I wish y'all could have heard our commentary. We were like so into this look, for real, for real. So yeah, this is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I had so much fun recreating this look. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in my next video.